Okay, picture this. You're just chilling in your room, you pick up your phone, and you type in something like, how to learn Python. Instantly, boom! Thousands of options pop up right on your screen. It feels totally instantaneous, right? But today in this explainer, we're going to dive into the massive, completely invisible journey that actually happens behind every single click you make.
But seriously, have you ever stopped to ask yourself, how did your phone physically retrieve that exact video? Like, where does it actually live? We're going to track how literally billions of bytes of data cross actual oceans in under a second, just to deliver exactly what you asked for.
To really wrap our heads around this, let's just imagine the internet as this massive, bustling digital city. The physical houses and buildings, those are the computers. The paved roads connecting everything are the fiber optic cables. And the traffic flowing through all those streets, that's data packets. Tiny little pieces of information just zipping between devices all over the globe.
And the scale here, it's just staggering. We're talking over 5 billion people connected to this digital city at the exact same time. But here's the crazy part. Despite all that immense, non-stop global traffic, your specific search request never gets lost in the crowd. It finds its exact destination every single time.
It's kind of like going out to eat at a restaurant. You don't walk back into the kitchen to cook the food yourself, right? You give your order to the waiter. Online, your web browser acts as your waiter, taking your request, and a remote server is basically the chef, preparing your digital meal exactly how you ordered it.
Now, the tricky logistical hurdle here is that computers don't understand English words like Google. They only speak in numbers. So they rely on an IP address, which is this very specific string of numbers that acts as a website's true geographic location on the web.
But let's be honest, trying to navigate the web using only strings of numbers would be impossible for us humans. So, enter DNS, the domain name system. It essentially acts as the internet's automated contact list, instantly translating those human-friendly names we type into the machine-friendly coordinates that the computers actually need.
Think about your phone contacts. You just tap Mom to call her. You don't have to memorize her actual phone number. Well, DNS does the exact same thing. It looks up Google to fetch its IP address. And this absolutely crucial translation happens entirely behind the scenes in a matter of milliseconds. So, once your phone has secured that IP address, your request hits the open road of the global internet. This is where routers come in. You can think of them as these super intelligent traffic cops. They are constantly scanning the network, calculating the absolute fastest route, and actively diverting your data away from any digital traffic jams. When you really think about the physics of this journey, it is just mind-blowing. Your request is bouncing through dozens of these routers, crossing entire cities, and literally zooming through fiber optic cables laid deep across ocean floors. It's traveling at close to the speed of light, all in a fraction of a single second.
Eventually, your request finally arrives at its destination, say, a massive Google data center. It enters a facility housing hundreds of thousands of specialized, incredibly powerful computers. These servers are running 24/7, instantly searching massive databases to pinpoint the exact video you just asked for. But here's the catch. The server doesn't just shove one giant video file back through the cables to you. Instead, it shreds that data down into thousands of tiny digital puzzle pieces called packets. Breaking the file down like this actually mitigates the risk of failure and drastically speeds up the return trip.
It's exactly like moving to a new house. If you pack every single thing you own into one gigantic, slow-moving truck, it's risky. If that truck hits traffic, you're entirely stuck. Using dozens of nimble, smaller trucks is just way smarter and more efficient. The internet relies on these smaller trucks. It's literally the safest way to transport heavy data.
And surprisingly, these packets don't even travel together. They act like a group of friends taking completely different routes home after a concert. One packet might go left, another goes right, dynamically dodging network congestion as they go. Yet somehow they all zero in on the exact same final destination, your device.
So, your device finally catches all these scattered packets flying in. It acts as the ultimate digital organizer. It audits them for missing pieces and then seamlessly stitches them all back together. And because this entire reassembly process happens in mere milliseconds, to you, the video appears to load in one fluid motion. But wait, this brings up a massive logistical question, especially when we're talking about heavy streaming files. If every single frame of a 4K Netflix movie had to cross the Atlantic Ocean every time you hit play, the buffering would be literally unwatchable. So how do platforms bypass this?
The genius solution is a CDN, or Content Delivery Network.
Basically, it's a decentralized global web of local servers. Instead of relying on one massive central hub, companies cache or store copies of their most popular videos on servers located right in your geographic backyard. Look at it like this. If you want a specific book, you're not going to drive 2,000 kilometers to the publisher's main warehouse, right? You just walk to the local branch of your neighborhood bookstore. A CDN does exactly that for data. You aren't streaming that movie from California, you're likely streaming it from a server right in your own city.
All right, let's quickly recap this whole crazy loop. You make your initial request, which sparks a DNS translation, sending your data into a giant maze of traffic-dodging routers. The servers process it, chop up the response, and thousands of little packets race back to rebuild the image perfectly on your screen.
When you step back and look at it, the internet is so much more than just a bunch of websites on a screen. It is, without a doubt, one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history, coordinating billions of devices, millions of servers, and countless miles of undersea fiber, all working in absolute harmony within a single millisecond. So the very next time you hit play or search for something, take a quick second to appreciate the epic, invisible journey that just took place to make it happen for you. It really does make you wonder, what other invisible, everyday miracles are operating right behind your screen? Thanks for diving into this explainer with us, and keep exploring.